There is a bug in some women's systems, and I'm going to describe it to you in just a couple minutes. This bug is something that is seeded into women, likely from childhood, from stories, from fantasy novels, from TV shows, to other women, to maybe their mothers, to just outside influences, right? Social media, whatever, that tells them how to act, that tells them what it means to be in a relationship, what love means, right? All these ideas, it's stories, it's narratives that get ingrained inside this woman's head that becomes a bug, right? So what this bug does, what happens is a woman will find a man, and that man to her is attractive, he's maybe successful, he has the right energy, right? He's confident, she's just attracted to him, likes his energy, all this good stuff. She gets with that guy. She's into that guy. She's sexually attracted to that guy. She's into him, right? She's pursuing him. They're pursuing each other, right? Really, it's not like necessarily one-sided per se, but like she's into him. She's clearly showing interest. She's speaking with him. She's putting in effort, right? She's sending him text messages, talking with him. And then that guy on the receiving end is like, oh, wow, I like her too, right? I'm attracted to her. She seems cool. I like her energy, right? Her energy is showing me that she's into me, and I like that, right? And so I'm into her, and so we have this reciprocal energy going on, right? This mutual attraction and speaking to one another, understanding one another, being into one another, all this stuff. And as time goes on, that woman will be invested. She'll be speaking to you, speaking to that man and giving those signals, right? And then something will happen at some point down the line. There's a timer. There's a timer with this bug where at a certain point, that will start to shift. Where the bug in the software of that woman will basically be telling her that that man needs to be chasing her more, right? That man needs to be putting in more effort. That man needs to be doing XYZ, whatever stories, narratives are in her head. Then she will start to pull back, right? It's manipulation, basically. She starts to manipulate. So she will start to pull back, right? Her behavior will start to change subtly, right? These are things that are usually subtle. It doesn't just it's not like typically a ghosting thing necessarily, where like out of nowhere she just ghosts you, although there's some people, men and women, who do that, right? It is what it is. I'm talking about something more subtle, where subtly over time, it happens by, slowly, by weeks, by months, maybe even by years, where the bug starts going off. And the bug is the woman starts playing these games basically and manipulating, where she's trying to get that man to chase her, right? She's trying to get that man to chase her or show more interest in her or put in more effort or whatever it is, right? And so the man will sense this. The man will sense intuitively like, oh, something's off. Something's different. Like, I don't know exactly what it is, but like something, it's like the rug is being slowly moved underneath my feet. And it's like very imperceptible at first. But then as time goes on, you start to catch it more and more. And you're like, something's changing here. What's changing, right? And you're a guy, you're just like, what changed, right? I didn't change. Like, I'm good. I feel the same. Like, everything's the same on my end. What's going on over here? And so naturally, as like a decent, thoughtful, real, genuine, honest, loyal, communicative, right? Whatever, good, right? Generally good qualities, a good man will be like, what's going on? So you lean in, right? You lean in because you're like, hey, we were both leaning in before. I'm sensing something different from you. So you lean in and you try to communicate more, right? Maybe you send longer texts. Maybe you try and give more calls and be like, hey, I sense something's different. What's going on your end? Like the energy just feels a little different. The energy just feels a little off, and that's okay. Like sometimes life happens, or people have their own personal stuff, or things are on the mind, or maybe there's something that you don't like that has happened that's changed. Like, just let me know, right? Just like let me be in the know. And so as a guy, logically, you're like, let me lean in, let me communicate, let me try to understand. But then as you do this is like the crux of the bug. That as a man does this causes that woman, even though she thinks that she's done all these things, that she thinks that that's what's going to that's what she wants. Oh yeah, I want this emotionally available man. I want this man to communicate with me. I want this man to care for me. I want this man to be loyal and wanting of me to the degree where he will step up and he will be there, and like he will show his interest even more in me. Like if these things like happen, that he will kind of pursue me a little bit more. But then what happens is like that's the crux of the bug, is that it's actually a trick. It's actually a trap. It's this like bad software. It's this bad bug that is in this woman, that she'll actually start to lose respect and admiration and attraction and sexual appeal for that man. And she will believe that it's that man. She will just start to feel, oh, I feel different. Oh, I'm not really like liking him as much. Like, oh, why is he like kind of like clingy like that? Why is he texting me like that? Why is he trying to call me like that? Why is he trying to be so open and communicate and like put so much effort into this? Like what's like, what's wrong with this guy? When on the guy's end, you're just sitting there just like, we were good. Nothing changed on my end. Something changed with you. I leaned in. I tried to communicate and talk with you. And it seemed like the more that I tried to understand and just get to the bottom of what was going on, you just like pushed yourself away, right? It's like this self-sabotaging, self-looping mechanism. And as that woman does it time and time again, with man after man, man after man, man after man, she would either continue that and end up more than likely alone and just always wonder, oh, I just never found that one. I could just never find that guy, even though she's probably had many good men and good chances to be in a decent long-term relationship. She will either do that, or she'll just and end up single and just like accept being single. Or at some point she starts to wake up and she starts to understand like she starts to self-reflect a little bit more and go, what is going on? What is happening? Like, now that I have more time and space, like I've had some good men in my life. Like that last guy was a pretty good guy, I think. Like it was good. It was good. Like what happened? It's like she doesn't even know, right? It's this programming that's in her head and these narratives and stories that are in her head, this bug that is in there that she doesn't even understand, that she's been convinced of, or she's heard stories of, or maybe she's been hurt too many times, or childhood, or a combination of all these things, where that's the pattern. She comes in hot, things are good, and then this manipulation stuff starts. The guy leans in and is like, yo, what's going on? And then she like backs up more. She's like, oh, like that kind of gives me the ick. Oh, why is he like clingy? Why is he trying to understand me? Why is he trying to figure out what's wrong with this shit? Like, doesn't he have his own life? Doesn't, whatever, right? She starts loses respect, loses admiration, loses attractiveness, loses sex appeal. And then and then sabotage. And the relationship likely ends because he doesn't want to put up with her shit, or she fucking cheats, or starts talking to another guy, starts acting stupid, basically self-sabotage, right? So like that is the cycle. That is the bug.